Oh, third time's the charm. What's
right.
poppin', everybody? It's Amanda, aka Some Dirty Ginge, and we have a guest that has already been on before and is already back on. Please welcome again, Costello.
Costello, yes. Yeah. Justin Gastaldo. Instagram, No Soul. Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on again. And he's brought a friend with him who's been in the industry a long time. What's
Very
your
long time.
name and handle?
Kevin Newman, and my handle is 8.6.art.
I love what you
And,
didn't know earlier when we asked. You're like, let me look.
Yeah, I had no idea. I barely ever go on it. So.
No?
No.
You're not an Instagrammer?
No, not at all.
You posted something today, though.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was good. It was good.
Yeah,
little
Kevin
rework.
been really
Rework.
bugging me to post shit, so.
Yeah. That's kind of an old school thing, I feel like.
Yeah.
Tattooers that are just like fucking social media. You know what I mean?
Hate it.
All
You
those
hate it.
reels and stuff, though, that you have to create.
Yeah.
It
You
takes
don't do
some
reels?
time.
Nope.
No.
No, I
Just-
think
I've done one.
one. Yeah.
I've done one.
Done one?
No, maybe
Just to
maybe
try?
two. Maybe two.
Just not into it?
I
It is
just-
a lot of extra
It's,
work.
it's just taking the videos. I gotta start doing it.
You
That's
get
all.
somebody else too. It's the best. Like I'll get Laura to or
Yeah.
whoever is like around, and I know that takes decent
Yeah.
videos, and just be like, "Can you just do a quick slow mo?" If you have like 2 videos or like 3, and then you're tattoo,
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
right? I suppose that was
Hey.
so like, "Hey, fuck off."
The,
I'm
the,
like,
the
Yeah,
first
I'm
reel that I
definitely not doing
posted, someone else did it for me. I was tattooing a buddy of mine, his girlfriend. Was like, "Do you want me to take some videos?" Like, yeah, if you don't mind, can you like create a reel for me? And she did. Like, fuck yeah.
yeah, it's actually easy. Like,
Yeah,
what-
just
I
takes.
know,
It's
I
just
know.
the effort that
get it.
I got to get into the routine of doing.
Yeah, it is a whole routine thing, which you're like,
I
I'm
don't care about it at all. No,
See,
I don't.
I know if I want to get busier,
Not
I
even
need to
that
do
it's
that
too
shit.
much work. I just don't fucking care about it at all.
and you don't care about like
Fuck
the
that
social
shit.
media party.
No,
You've
not really. I need it. Obviously, I don't mind having it.
what, the social media?
Yeah.
Do you book your own tattoos?
No.
Okay, you have somebody
Try
that,
not to anyway.
yeah.
You do have people that message you, and
Yeah.
then you just
and I'll tell them to call.
call
and
the
book.
shop.
yeah.
Yeah, just call the shop. They'll book you in.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I do not. I'm so glad I don't have to manage it. How long you started off having to manage it?
Yeah. Yeah. 19 years, almost 20.
Almost 20 years of tattooing.
So
Yeah,
that was
a whole
there was
different world.
Yeah, there was nothing. You just walked in, or you called and said you have time today or tomorrow, and that was about it. And even the tomorrow part, like we barely ever booked appointments.
Do you ever take deposits back then?
No, we didn't.
No.
Have any
I guess it's
deposits, I
if
don't
yeah,
think.
there wouldn't be a deposit if
Yeah.
you don't book anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so back in the day, you'd just be hovering. Like there wasn't as many people getting tattooed back in the day, so you'd just be hanging out at the shop waiting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we
Very
had a-
walk-in shop.
Thankfully, we had a TV and a couch.
Yeah, that you slept on sometimes.
Literally just led there all the time. Yeah, especially in the winter. Yeah.
At what's it called?
Asylum Inc.
That was where you first started.
Yeah.
And is it there anymore? Did we check that?
I checked. I don't think it's
Don't
there. I
believe
didn't
so.
see it on
I
you
know the plaza's
Google.
getting completely demo.
Okay, so if they are there,
I doubt
they won't
it.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bottom of where Ritson and Simcoe meet.
Right,
South
right by the
Oshawa.
lake.
Yeah, South Side, which
Yeah.
is like the Schwa, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not from like this region, but as far as I'm understanding, there's Pashwa, and then there's
Yeah.
South Side.
North and then south. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I
it
grew up in
was
the south.
Yeah, it was real south.
But you guys didn't have a lot of junkies come in, or like weirdos come in, or drunk people.
They were pretty tame. Just
They were pretty.
yeah,
tame.
they were actually
The
pretty
junkies were tame?
Yeah.
Junkies are tame.
Yeah.
They weren't tweaking
They
too
didn't-
much when
yeah,
they came
nobody-
in. So
They
they're good.
respect- Did you
Nobody
guys
really
enough?
messed with the shop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
That's
was pretty
good.
much all it came down to is nobody fucked with that shop. That was it.
You didn't give a hard time or anything.
No.
No one.
Not really.
No.
No. I think I heard one of the other employees yell at a client once and told him to get the fuck out. That was about it.
No,
They
That's
usually
it.
listen.
surprising.
Yeah.
But other than that, the drama is mainly amongst the other coworkers
Yes.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to know that story again?
Yes.
So an artist was getting fired, and the computer that the shop used belonged to the artist. And when the artist got fired, he got pissed off and came down to the shop to get his computer
Rightfully
back.
so. Rightfully so.
And so the manager who fired him said no problem, grabbed it and chucked it across the lobby into the doorway and smashed it on the sidewalk outside,
Oh,
trying to
outside.
hit him. He missed. He got out of the way, but yeah, and that was it.
Ghetto.
But then we didn't
Yeah.
have a fucking computer for like 2 weeks.
That would suck.
Yeah, it did.
That's super duper bold. Like the reason why he got fired was pretty extravagant, and that's why he was like, you know what, fuck you? Or was it?
It wasn't that bad. He just called
Overreacts.
in. No, he called in to say he wasn't coming in. That was it.
Oh, well then.
Okay. But anytime you, well, actually,
Yeah, it
he wasn't
wasn't
even
that bad
leaving.
at all, really.
Yeah, well, I'm not coming in. Well, you're fucking fired. Like,
Yeah, well, he knew it was only because he had a hangover, and that wasn't going to fly. If you were hungover, you
still come
fucking
in.
go to work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you tattooed hungover? It's the fucking
Oh
worst.
man, there've been times
Yeah.
I'll go to work, I'll just lay on the massage table until my appointment comes, and then I go to the wash. I'm kind of like, okay, wake the fuck up, don't look so disgusting.
Put some cold water in your face.
Yeah.
It's a horrible.
Definitely reek of booze though, for sure. It's
Oh,
coming
do
through-
you?
Oh, every time.
Oh,
I-
you reek of booze.
Oh,
I
yeah.
said
Then-
reek. Reek
Usually,
booze.
you're sweating like crazy
Yeah.
when you're doing that, especially depending on the tattoo you have. You're sweating
coming
like
through your
crazy because you're
pores.
hungover already, and you're just hating every bit of the process.
And you're just surviving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
I
I'm not
can't
gonna,
talk.
I'm not gonna lie, I have called in sick because I've been hungover before.
For sure, so have I.
It
Yeah.
happens.
Or just canceled on them myself back in the day.
Yeah.
Or just been like, but that's the same with like when I feel like shit in general. Like if
It's
you've
true,
been
yeah.
sick in tattooing or you've gotten sick in the middle of a tattoo, that's the worst. When you're just kind of like, oh fuck. Or you have the shits, whatever you
Oh,
ate.
yeah.
You ever had that?
Oh, yo,
All of a sudden you're
definitely.
like, oh god.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just gonna take a quick second here. You
Start
know,
to sweat.
Yeah. You stretch it out. My back hurts. Run
Into
to the
I'm gonna
washroom.
stretch it out in the bathroom.
Exactly. Stretch out my butthole.
Yeah, that's the worst. Have you ever experienced that? Other than being awfully hungover?
No.
Never?
No, I've gotten sick once midway through a tattoo and just went to the bathroom, puked like crazy, and tried to get through the fucking rest of the tattoo. Now I just call in for sure.
Yeah,
If I
like,
feel
I'm
like
not
I'm
doing
getting
this.
sick or any of the above, I'm just like, fuck this.
Well,
I don't
especially
need to.
since COVID.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel if
Yeah.
I have a little like a
Yeah,
I'm
you
like-
gotta be careful.
Yeah, like, just in case
It's
I'm
like,
taking
oh, it's just a
4
tickle
days
in my
off,
throat. I
so-
promise.
yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah. So you guys are at Motor City, right?
Yeah.
So again, kind of a walk and shop thing.
Yeah, like we've got a bunch of artists that aren't like booked up constantly, so we do take walk-ins whenever we can.
Like you will just hang out and sometimes get. a
Yeah,
walk-in.
exactly. If I don't have anything, maybe last minute cancellation or nothing going on later in the day, I'll just hang around, hopefully get a walk-in.
Yeah. I mainly experienced that walk-in type thing when I worked at Mike's, but in maybe 13 in Lindsay as well. And Lindsay in Peterborough. Have you been? Have you worked, like you've worked at a bunch of different shops, haven't you?
I've worked at a ton of shops.
How many?
I haven't been to that one. I don't know, more than 10 probably.
Holy fuck. Within only the Durham region? Toronto, Durham?
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
Okay. Never out to Peterborough, Lindsay
Nope, never. Went to
Yeah, it's a whole
fucking Huntsville once, but that was about it.
for a guest spot?
No, they opened a tattoo shop, and
You were there for
I
a
was
bit?
like, I could live in Huntsville for a few months. Fuck yeah.
For a few months?
Yeah.
Really? You worked there for a few months? Where did you live?
Oshawa. Still,
Oh, you just drove?
Yeah, Oshawa, I
How
just
far-
drove, yeah.
How far is that?
Oh,
Not that-
it's not that bad.
Oh, okay.
2 hours?
2 hours.
2.5,
Fuck that.
I didn't drive every
4
day.
hours a day of driving? No,
stayed
thank
there.
you. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Alright,
this
that
is-
makes more sense.
didn't
Yeah,
do
like
that
I wouldn't drive
every
2
day.
hours and 2 hours back at the end of the day.
Yeah, I
No,
have
it
to
was
drive like
Fridays and Sunday nights or Monday mornings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you stayed
Okay.
up there during the
Yeah.
week. Yeah, that makes sense then, I guess. Eh?
Well, that's fair.
Home for weekends?
I don't know what the clientele is, but I think it's like even if you were in the North Oshawa or the South Oshawa, they're probably going to, if there was a walk-in North Oshawa, South Oshawa, I'm sure there'd be different clientele coming in.
Oh, 100%.
So Lindsay in Peterborough, it's kind of notoriously known for being a little bit ghetto. Just like grungy. I don't even know what you'd call it. I don't
a lot
know
of
if it's
homeless
similar
people?
to South Schwa, but what?
Isn't a lot of homeless people?
Peterborough is definitely
Peterborough, yeah.
developed to do that. Lindsay's just gross. I don't know. But so in those environments, I've had like, you have the sassy drunk people that come in and waste your time. Or I had this one girl, walk it. It's always a walk-in shop. I haven't experienced this. This is like a more established shop. Maybe that's what it is. Also not a walk-in shop. But this one girl came in, wanted her ex-boyfriend's name in the back of her neck. First tattoo. I did it. I'm not going to say the last name, but it was a name that I didn't know how to spell. I was like, oh, this is not like a Patterson, Smith, So I'm like,
Oh, first and last name.
no, she just wanted the last
Oh,
name.
just the last name.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm like, oh, how do you spell it? And she has to Google it. So we Google it, Facebook it, whatever, and I write it down. I hand make it because she didn't like the ones on the computer on Photoshop. So I hand draw it. likes it. I stick it on her, likes it. Her mom comes in, likes it. I tattoo it, take a picture, likes it, leaves. Months later, she comes in and is like ghetto sassing me, being like, you're going to fucking cover this up because you spelled my boyfriend's last name wrong. And the boyfriend's outside smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, one, you can tell your pussy-ass boyfriend to come in here and tell that to my face. And I'm like, you're the one who Googled it. But it's always that, like, walk-in shop. Like, that doesn't happen now.
She had to Google her boyfriend's last name. That's
She had to
sad.
Google her boyfriend's last name.
That's
They were
sad.
still together. They're very ghetto. But it's that kind of stuff. I had in Peterborough, this is all, like, you know, like, available this week type of shit. She was getting tattooed. I was doing a unicorn. And... yeah, on her leg. I was like, sweet, this is awesome. A realistic unicorn.
Oh, there you go. Even better.
Yeah. Like, this is amazing. And I was in my own booth. Her boyfriend comes in carrying a baby, and he's just like, get it, just trashy. And he's like, fucking pissed that he's having to carry this crying baby. So she just hands it to her while she's getting tattooed. And he's like, you fucking do. Like, I'm on the phone. He walks away. And she just whips at her titty and starts breastfeeding. And I was like,
While you're tattooing her?
yeah. And I was like, this is wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, I was losing my shit.
I didn't know what to do. I was just kind
I
of like,
would- I
well,
would-
it's too late now.
Yeah, at that
Oh,
point,
yeah,
you've
you
already,
might
you
as
mean,
well. Yeah.
keep going.
Keep going.
Right? But it's always like that walk-in shop. They get, or like junkies mainly, or just like trashy people that come in, or they want to fight you on the price. Stinky people.
Oh my God. We got
Lot
this
of
one
stinky-
person that comes into Motor City.
Now?
And he used to come in and get a lot of piercings. And now every so often, you'll come in and get like a tattoo. But he's the type of guy that always asks, oh, how much for this? How much for this? How much for this? And then never really gets anything done. But when he does, fucking stinks up the entire shops. Even when he leaves, you still smell him there.
You got
It
a
is-
fan blowing towards
Yeah,
the door.
it is terrible. And
It's
at
the
Mo-
worst having
yeah.
a really stinky client.
Fuck yeah. And Motor City doesn't have like windows or doors. And we have a one back door and one front door, and that's it.
Yep.
So like there's no...
The back door is pretty far away. isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And it's a huge building. So like just to get that stink out takes fucking forever.
He's that stinky.
It's bad.
People know. They're like,
Yeah.
Jeffrey's here. You've
No.
met this guy?
I don't know if I have. I'm trying to think.
I don't want to say his name.
Yeah,
No,
that'd probably
don't,
be a
yeah.
bad
But
idea.
yeah.
Would I know?
I don't think so. He got tattooed a couple times recently by Mitch, and you weren't here though. You weren't at Motor City again when he's come in, but he used to come in all the time and get pierced. Him and his girlfriend, they both
Is
fucking
his girlfriend stinky?
Great.
yeah.
Of course. You have to be stinky to handle stinky.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you got to be used to that shit.
Yeah. You never had any stinky clients? Man,
Well,
what
a
is
couple,
it?
yeah. No,
I'm
I
sure you
definitely
Like
have.
wretched stinky, not just
Yeah.
like, oh, I smell a little bit of BO.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah, when you're
Yeah.
tattooing a stripper who literally just got off work, they're pretty pungent at that fucking point.
Asylum?
It was at Asylum, yeah. Actually.
So
Yeah, it was.
they just came from the dynasty when that was the thing.
Yeah.
Fresh off the dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
From the Royal?
Yeah, a few of them. Yeah, a few from the Royal, a few from the Dynasty, a few from the Castle.
What? You tattoo a lot of strippers, eh? Always fresh
at
off the
that
pole?
shop, I guess, yeah.
Fresh from work, you say? So were you tattooing at like midnight?
Yeah, oh yeah, we would tattoo very late. Yeah.
And
I mean, we
open
were
up
open
late.
1 till 9, but, well, some of the shops were 1 till 9 or 12 till 8. But then you do after hours stuff.
Yeah. Like tattoo strippers.
Friends of friends,
yeah.
all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it when these strippers you tattooed. You're just like, yeah, yeah. So that was one of your stinkier clients was a stripper?
Probably, yeah.
Probably down there.
Oh, no.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. That's the smell,
The
probably.
typical hip area.
Oh, the tattoo was down
Oh,
there?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking about the smell.
He was talking
No, well,
about
the
the source of
tattoo's there, so
smell.
my face is fucking
Okay,
close
touche.
enough.
Could have been close.
Yeah, and she's all fresh. It's stinky. I've had a couple people where I literally, actually in Lindsay, of course, back here on fucking Lindsay, which is where I'm from. But this one kid, he calls in, he's like, I was about to leave, and he was like, I want to get a spider on my neck, and I was like, if you can come right now, I'll do it. So I'm like, oh, it's this guy. Hang up the phone. Friend who I work with, he's like, just so you know, this guy either smells like way too much cologne or he smells like ass. And I was like, noted. Okay, hot day, very small shop, like back-to-back tattooing. You're kind of cuddling. And he comes in, so we just open the door and just keep it open because sure enough, like it fills the room and it is like one of those smells where you feel suffocated and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? Like so you're putting like Vicks or something or Dettol. Love the smell.
Dettol.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Squirting Dettol up
on
your
your nose
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
It helps. I love the smell of Dettol. Anyways, long story short, he takes his shirt off. He's got this thing, and then he's kind of using a straddle chair, and I'm going like this, like,
Deep breath.
and then holding because it's so fiercely strong. And then Jamie's client was like, "Amanda, look," and he was facing this way, and I'm like, "Yeah," and he had like poop coming up the back of his underwear. Like I don't know, he must have already had it.
That's happened a lot too.
What do you mean?
People pass out and do
Shit
it,
themselves.
Yeah,
You've had
immediately.
people shit themselves?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Few.
What happened one time in
Wow.
Motor City?
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
I
that's
passed
right.
out, and next thing you
pants?
know, all you smell is poop. And I'm like, I really
Aw.
hope this guy just farted. I really hope it was a fart, but
Because
it
you could
lingered.
hear it or because you
No,
could smell it?
Just the smell, like
How do you quietly shit yourself?
he was out
just-
cold. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've had multiple people poop themselves?
Yeah. Yeah. When they
What?
pass out, piss themselves,
I
get
haven't
up
even
and
pissed
puke.
themselves.
Yeah.
Puking, yeah,
You haven't had
puking
anybody
happens.
piss
but-
themselves when they're passed out?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Well, you probably know. Yeah.
Well,
You
sometimes they'll
probably
get up off the seat and it's just wet, and I'm like, I don't know if that's sweat or fucking pee. Who
It
knows?
Could be. Yeah. You sweat quite hard. Pretty
Drench
hard
that
when
shit with some
you're
Cavicide. You're good.
How does that story go? Like when somebody shits himself, what do you do? What happens? How did that happen?
Well, he was passed out, so I was holding him up in the chair because it was just a chair, wasn't like a massage
barber
bed
chair?
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So holding him up, and then he came to and was like, immediately he needed to go to the washroom. I was like, yeah, I fucking know. So and did whatever he could, and
Clean
was
yourself
Did
up.
you finish it?
Through.
I had just finished the tattoo.
Oh,
It was the
thank God.
last line I pulled. Yeah.
And then he shit himself.
Nice.
Oh my
That's a good way
gosh.
to end it.
And same with the people that piss himself?
Yeah, same with them. Yeah, I had one guy
Oh, the
laying
whole dudes
down.
apparently,
He
eh?
passed out hard, and I don't even know how because he was laying flat down. I've never had anybody pass out other than that one guy laying down.
Huh.
Like it's always people sitting up, and
Right. That's weird.
he passed out and pissed through his jeans. He was pissing hard. It was so hard. To yeah. He was like rooster tailing.
He was holding
through
it
his jeans. And he came to, and
Rooster-tailing.
yeah, we pretty much just. He came to, and we handed him the mop, and that was it.
Oh, you
Here you
handed
go,
him the
That was it,
mop?
too. Yeah,
No.
I never finished that tattoo.
That's
You never
funny.
finished it? He was too
No.
embarrassed to come
Yeah,
in?
he was
Yeah,
like, I'm
he
going.
left.
I don't give a shit. So.
Yeah, I think if I shit or piss myself at somewhere, I probably wouldn't go back either.
That's fair.
I'd
That
be too
would so
embarrassed.
embarrassing. Even
Send them a personal message. I am so sorry. I'll never see you
I'm
again.
sorry, I'll never come back. That's crazy. I've never had somebody, or I've never even heard of somebody shitting themselves out of fear, or like when your body's in total shock, which I guess is a similar experience, but I didn't know. So could you like hear them shitting? Were you like,
No.
I know?
No, it was
You're
the
just-
same thing. No, you could just
Smell
smell
it.
it.
You're like, that's
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, there's poo in your underwear for sure.
Yeah. I was using the washroom for a long time, so
So you have had stinky people.
yep. Yeah.
Ones
after,
that poop themselves.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrifying. I hope I never have somebody poo poo.
Poo poo.
Have you ever? I don't know. I just have so many like walk-in stories. I'm surprised because you've been in the industry for so long that you're not just like just dumping out stories of crazy shit.
I had a
No,
crazy story.
I
but
just stop it before it gets crazy, I guess. Like if I have a difficult client, that's not crazy to me. But if I have
Difficult
a difficult
clients.
client, I tell them to.
Like
I'm
settle
not dealing
down.
with you. Fuck off. Go away. I'm not dealing with it.
He's pretty blunt.
I don't.
That is also old school, right? Coming up to
I
tattooists,
guess,
them
yeah.
being really blunt.
Yeah.
More of a people pleaser. Oh, he was like,
Nowadays
you
you
really
have
want
to be.
that?
Yeah, there was
They're
no
like, "Yeah." I'm like,
customer service in
okay.
tattooing when I started. That's for sure.
Is there anything that, because you find it's very different, the tattoo industry now?
Yeah.
In what ways?
Uh,
Almost every aspect?
yeah, everything. Yeah, everything. It's mostly just the social medias and all that stuff.
That, yeah,
It's
which you
way
don't even
different,
fuck
and
with.
like the booking and everything else, and yeah.
Do you enjoy it more now because there's more people getting tattooed?
Probably deal with less customers yourself. Like,
Yeah, I'd rather deal with less clients myself, but it still means I have to do the social media thing to keep up with everything, which is a downside. So
That's fair.
yeah,
Did you make your own needles?
yeah, I did.
Yeah. How's it? What's that process? Like you didn't, right?
Shitty, yeah.
No.
I didn't make any
What's
needles,
that
no.
process like? Shitty.
Yeah, getting
So-
to work super early to work, unpaid for 2 or 3 hours, making needles for everyone in the fucking
Oh,
shop.
because
It
you were an
sucked.
apprentice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
some apprentice
thankfully
shit.
it's when I was done my apprenticeship, it was I could just buy needles on bars instead of having to do it all myself.
So
I mean,
by
you
the
could before too, but
you could
the shop just made their own. We just made our own.
because you wouldn't purchase them.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, the health board too. Probably the health board's a huge thing. Has gotten more strict and over the years, especially from back in
Yeah.
the day. Making your own needles, sterilizing them yourself. You can't even sterilize piercing needles. You have to buy them pre-sterilized. The health board won't allow. Like you can't get a package of needles and sterilize them because you can buy needles
Yeah.
by the bulk through companies and then sterilize them yourself. But nowadays, health board's like, no, you have to buy them pre-sterilized.
Do you think there's tattoo artists that are out there that are just like stuck in their ways and are still making their own needles because they need that control or need that
Probably.
comfort?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You think so?
Well,
Do you know of
absolutely.
any?
Well, and then
I
there's
don't
like
know
the
any.
probably the big group of trad artists who just do it because they want to
Yeah.
do it. They want to know what
fucking
it's
old school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
which
would
is kind
see
of
that in
cool
traditional,
actually.
yeah.
I don't mind that. That's actually pretty dope. If you're
Yeah.
gonna commit to a style, fuck.
Then be the
Making needles is committing to the style because
That's
that is
true.
a
Yeah,
shitty
yeah.
process. I hated it.
that's some craftsmanship too. I make the tools.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Every tattoo.
Yeah.
Fuck. I imagine just being like, or I could just.
Yeah, right.
Buy one.
Yeah.
It would just
The
be
time
so
it takes to
funny.
make it is not worth the
How
time.
long would it take you to make one needle?
That's it.
Like
I
a
don't know.
liner.
Once you're going at a good speed, like once you're making a few of them,
You're
it
soldering
wouldn't-
together,
yeah,
right?
it
You're
wouldn't
soldering.
take too long. Yeah, you just
Yeah, okay.
Are
trying
the
to think of
needles better
process.
now?
Might take like a minute to do a needle.
Oh, what?
Oh, that's not that
Maybe.
bad.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not as bad as I
I,
thought.
it's
I
not
still
that
would rather
bad.
just pay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so would I.
well,
That's why I don't
100%.
make with fucking needles.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess you don't miss that or what, scrubbing tubes. What do you
I
use?
hated
Oh, I
scrubbing too.
Oh, yeah.
I hated that too.
Although I think, was it you? I discussed this with maybe Andrew. I didn't like the disposable. Like if you had a coil machine, I didn't like the weight of using a disposable tube and then a coil. I liked scrubbing and using the metal
okay.
heavier tubes because
Yeah.
of the weight balance.
Yeah, I definitely kept doing scrubs because I didn't want to switch to the plastic ones because they were pretty bad.
Well, yeah, wasn't it the hard plastic too originally? Like,
Yeah,
was
it
it
was
always like the really
whole
hard
grip was
plastic before it
rock
came
hard,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
squishy
And then
ones?
the Griffin ones, I think it was, that came out that had like a rubber grip on it.
Yeah.
Was it the metal tubes too? Because there was metallics in it or something that I tried to use white ink, and when I was using metal tubes, often it would be tinting the white
Yeah,
over time.
yeah, I noticed
I
it
didn't know
too with
that.
a bunch. Yeah,
Because I remember being like, "What's wrong with me?" I'm like, or I was getting grossed out because I was like, "Are these not fucking clean?" But I know they were clean.
Yeah.
yeah.
But then they would be giving this like tint into the white ink that you'd be using, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
This
And
shit
then-
ain't white.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a tinny,
Yeah.
not rust, but like a tinny type
Like
tone.
a silvery,
Yeah.
bluey, grayish tone or
Yeah.
something mixed in subtly, and so you'd have to like keep rinsing it and getting new white all the time because of the fucking tubes.
Yeah,
And I don't understand that. But the
I
plastic ones,
never got it. I just made the switch, and yeah.
what do you use now, machine wise?
An Ambition, like a fucking
Yeah.
battery powered.
Dude, that thing is popping off. Derek uses it. James was using it for a while. I have a friend that uses it.
Yeah.
I just
And
bought
James
one.
is the reason I got it. As soon as I found out he was using it, I was like, I looked into it.
Yeah, same with me. I got tattooed by him. Like, what are you using? He's like,
No.
it's an Amazon machine. I'm like, what?
You're shitting.
Yeah.
James is revolutionary. I'm gonna tell him.
Yeah,
JB,
yeah,
did you hear the story about how? Were you there when? Was this at Motor City? When James and or was this at Taunton? James and Day started dating.
Taunton.
that was
They're
at
at
Taunton.
Taunton.
That was at Taunton.
Taunton, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
Taunton,
like
yeah.
James, I don't know if you've seen this, but he had a pickup line, and that's how we.
Oh, yeah, I heard about. I actually was on one of your episodes. I think
we were talking when we were talking about it.
I think
Day?
so.
She was like, he was like, Jay, what did he say? He was like, what are you doing later? And she was like, oh, nothing. I'm just probably hanging out. She just got broken up with. And James was like, she was like, what are you doing? She's like, hopefully you.
Yeah, right?
What the fuck? This revolutionary son of a bitch.
Smooth.
Yeah. So here you can, anyways.
I'm not that confident. I don't think I could do that.
No one is, but James has that like smoothness about him. He's like, yeah, you should use this. It's an Amazon machine. It's amazing. Everyone uses it. It's Amazing. Oh, have you ever you've been tattooing a long time. I'm sure this has happened to you, even if it's like just a little thing. And I've done it a couple times on something small. Usually my older work, which I would love to do this more. But have you ever covered your own work? Like a client came back to you and then was like, "Hey man, I got this tattoo from you. It's sweet, no." Or if it's small, do you want to just go over it with something bigger? Have you ever done something like that?
Yeah, yeah, I've covered up my own stuff.
Because it was shit, or just because they wanted new stuff?
It was just not an appropriate tattoo. Yeah. So it was like an instant regret type situation. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He got his girlfriend's pussy tattooed, like a super realistic black and gray on the inner bicep, and we ended up covering it with a fucking raven, I think.
A raven.
We got a
Was it
neo
black?
trad raven. Yeah, we just blacked it out.
What? So he gave you a real, like a,
Yeah.
a realistic,
It's
a
like-
photo of the pussy, and was like,
Yeah.
"I want to get this pussy, my girl's pussy, tattooed on his inner bicep."
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking blown.
Super
What year was
awesome.
this? This is insane.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
I love how like monotone you are about this. You weren't like, "Yeah, he just got his girlfriend's pussy on him."
Yeah,
What?
it wasn't.
It was
It was my
you know,
job.
it's normal.
Yeah, give me. You want a tattoo? I'll tattoo you. Fuck it.
See, there is fucking stories. I'm just peeling
Yeah,
out of this
yeah.
motherfucker, and he's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I
you're
don't
gonna
know."
definitely have to dig for them because I'm not gonna remember them all.
I just fucking I can't believe you just said that. That's wild. So you covered the vagina tattoo that you did
Yeah,
because they broke up.
yeah.
Bummer.
Presumably.
Probably she had great pussy.
Yeah.
Enough to get
know.
it tattooed.
Yeah. With what?
Raven.
A
Like,
raven.
I think it was a raven. I think it was a neo trad raven or a trad raven.
Was it an upgrade? Was it a
Not
realistic
really.
vagina that you
Yeah,
did?
it was realistic, and that's pretty much what I do. So the cover up was not an upgrade, I guess.
Right,
I had
because
to do lines and all that bullshit that I hate doing.
and that's what you prefer to do now still?
Yeah.
Realism?
Yeah.
Yeah. Black and
Yeah.
gray, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just looking at your stuff.
Yeah.
And you never had a period of what you were like questioning other things, or if that's just always been your go-to? You've always known.
No, I didn't. I had no idea because when I started, it was like you had people doing custom stuff, but for my apprenticeship anyway, most of the stuff I was doing was stuff on the walls. It was like Jeff Bartell flash and Cherry Creek flash and all that shit. So, yeah, I just did mostly those. So I didn't know what I wanted to do for like the first 2 or 3 years of tattooing.
Yeah, and then what inspired you to do something else, like getting out of that, or was it just the industry was developing?
It was developing as well as like a couple artists stood out a bit to me on, I think we were just using Facebook back then. Jamie McKay did a portrait of another artist, I can't remember who, another artist kid on his ribs. And it was probably the smoothest black and gray I had ever seen up until that point, because up until then you had, well, there was a few really good ones, but not that good, not of
Like
that.
smooth.
Yeah, not like photorealistic black and gray. And that was when I started
You're like,
looking
"That's what I
into doing
want."
portraits, yeah. Yeah, I even messaged them because I didn't really learn a whole lot of tattooing. It was, my apprenticeship was building the machine, how to run it, that was it, and then make needles and scrubs.
So it was like do the shop
There was
work
no
and learn a
art
machine.
aspect to my apprenticeship at all.
So there was no like this is how you shade.
There was like watch me, so it was
Yeah.
like, well, what are you doing? And he was like, this, and he would exaggerate what he was doing. That was how he explained it.
This.
Yeah,
God, that's
Just watch and learn.
yeah.
people now are so much more eager to grasp it and try to like. Well, there's a million seminars now, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything like that? Seminars?
Nope.
No.
No. When I got into that, the black and gray realism, I just messaged him. I was following him on Facebook, and I messaged him. I messaged probably 50 artists like that were
Good.
the tops back then, and messaged them all and was like, "Yeah, you can tear my shit apart if you want, but like, have a look at my stuff and then tell me what the fuck I'm doing wrong or what I can do." And then a handful
That's dope. That's
messaged
humble.
back
Yeah.
and were super nice. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
I can't imagine
that was
so-
pretty much all that got me into realism was Jamie. Really,
So you
he
saw that.
literally just answered and was like, "It's all just shapes and shades, dude. That's all there is to it."
Wow.
So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Figured it out.
Shaped and saved, brother.
Yeah.
I'm imagining like somebody being like, "Well, actually, your work's shit. Don't message me again." Like, oh, they're all really nice. Imagine they were just like, "You know what?
Well,
You
there's
fuck off."
There's some good ones. There's it was shit though. So
What your work was?
yeah, I was
Yeah.
only like a couple years into it then.
Back in the day, I feel
And
like you
no
just
learning
had to
curve.
be shitty for a bit.
Yeah.
I felt I was shitty for a bit.
Yeah.
I
A
should.
lot of newer ones now are just like out of the gate, fucking great.
There's
Like
there's-
Day's a perfect example. She's out of the gate.
Oh, yeah.
She's fucking.
James.
Her lines are crisp as fuck.
JB.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's true. Yeah. Even real. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say a lot of like I was gonna say realistic artists at the back. They're also getting a lot more. I think a lot more taught a lot better and more hands on.
Yeah, everything's at the fingertips.
Yeah.
Like everything. Or you can watch a YouTube video. Like you had to go. You didn't have like YouTube videos of tattoo artists posting, or you could go watch a bunch. Could you?
There's a couple small things, but not much.
Not as
Not like
much.
there's today.
Not like
yeah.
now, yeah.
Not like from that one kid that had phenomenal shit. You had to go
No.
message people and be like, "How the fuck did you do that?"
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is crazy. You don't really see that as much because you could just. There's probably like 10 artists that are in this fucking town that do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you do see out of the gate phenomenal tattoo artists. Like fucking phenomenal. Sometimes it makes
Yeah,
me.
well, look at
upset.
Apprentice. They're doing like portraits and shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah.
No way.
Be shitty like the
Yeah,
rest of us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you have any tattoos? What was your first portrait? You fuck them up ever?
I've definitely fucked up portraits. Yeah.
Like of
Audrey
people's
Hepburn.
family.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yeah?
it was Audrey Hepburn. Yeah, it
Oh,
was on a
nice.
friend of mine. Yeah.
Fuck. Do you
It still looks. I mean, considering it was done back then, it was still looks like Audrey Hepburn. So
That's
I can't
good.
complain.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah, it's weird. My first one was actually pretty decent, considering,
yeah.
and then the fuck ups came out after. So
Huh.
yeah,
Wonder why.
I don't know.
Was it like other people's family members or something, or was it just like characters or random
Characters,
bitches?
yeah, characters. I think I probably fucked up some family members too, but I wouldn't know. They didn't.
What a
I didn't
nightmare.
hear from them again. So
And you wouldn't, right?
yeah,
Fuck that guy. I'm not going back.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had a lot of confrontational interactions other than this one. Like, have you had a lot of people confront you afterwards saying this isn't my thing, whatever? They're pissed about something, like they weren't happy with you, or they're mad at you about like the tattoo.
No, not really. Mostly, only a couple times actually. They come back and be like, "Oh, this Roman numeral is wrong." I'm like, "You told me it was right when I tattooed it,
That's on
so
you, homie."
that's on you."
Yeah.
That's happened a lot.
Yeah.
The wrong. Although I have fucked up some words before.
So, knock on wood, I have yet to do a spelling error or grammar
Wow.
error.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I know. I like triple check with the customer. Like, you have to tell me this is correct.
Sometimes
yeah,
you
it's
have to
good,
fuck
right?
up to gain that anxiety.
That's true.
But I've done that.
Yeah.
I've had people. I've told them make sure this is correct
Oh, yeah,
spelling. Like
yeah.
I draw for a living. Spelling's not my strongest suit. They'll check it. They'll be like, "Yep, good." They'll look in the mirror. "Yep, good." I do the tattoo. This is spelled wrong. It's like, well, fuck.
That's
I
happened
gave
to
you
you?
3 fucking chances to find that.
Yeah, like the last name wrong on the back of the neck. That's
There you
not
go.
my
Yeah.
fault, bitch.
Nope.
No.
I had a customer who spelt, I wasn't tattooing at the time, wasn't me who did the tattoo, but he came in and was upset because his daughter's name was spelled wrong. He spelt his own daughter's name wrong.
That's a dad move.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
What
and
was
he was
the
so
name?
upset. I can't remember the name, but we were both like, well, you wrote it on the piece of paper. Like,
Yeah.
so like, that's on you, buddy. Oh, this is ridiculous.
He came at you for it?
Because I was working the front at the time.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
you had
I'm
to
like,
deal
well,
with
got
it.
the
like you're
shit end of the stick
yeah,
all
I'm
the
like,
time.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, he's like, oh, well, what are we going to do about it? I'm like, well, you can cover it up.
Yeah,
We'll have
or
to
pay for
that.
it.
And I'm like,
Yes.
yes, you do.
As
that
if
wasn't our
that's-
fault. Yeah.
I've had people do wrong date, wrong time,
Yeah.
wrong name. I've fucked up myself a couple times of like, if you're not thinking and you get in the zone and you're tattooing, and then you don't realize what you're tattooing because you're just on autopilot,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just fuck up a letter or something because that's what it was.
Yeah.
Or if it's not a perfect stencil, you just kind of fuck it up. But most of the people, I think I'm pretty approachable that way. Like I think you're probably less approachable. You know what I mean? Like this is your fucking fault.
I'm not quite that bad, but
No,
yeah,
you're like,
that's pretty much the
I
idea
don't
behind it.
I don't do the spelling part. That's on you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Just hey, you're right.
Probably better to spell your own kid's fucking name.
You'd think so, but
Yeah.
or give me the right time, or
Yeah,
like
there-
look
yeah.
at the tattoo and make sure yourself or something, because I don't know the time.
Or just
something.
don't get Roman numerals because that's the #1 fuck up in tattooing.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah?
For mistake wise, because Roman numerals are everybody
Sure.
does them differently. Depends on because most people just Google it.
Yeah,
so
that's
Yeah,
all I did.
100%. That's fair.
Yeah.
People are probably doing that right now. That's like, or Chinese fucking
Oh,
words.
those-
Yeah.
That was a fad. You ever
Yeah,
miss
that
a
was.
fad?
No.
Like-
No, not at all.
None of them.
No, none of them.
Like, I've fucking tattooed them all. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, love, tribal.
Yeah, they can all stay where they
Butterflies.
are right now.
I haven't done
In
live,
the
laugh,
grave.
love in a long time though. I think I did.
No, I haven't
I've
done
done a
it
couple.
in a few years.
Done a couple.
Handful.
of my-
Infinity knots.
Oh,
Yeah,
still
they
do
can
those.
stay back.
Dandelions.
Infinities with birds coming out of them.
Feathers.
Infinities
I've been
with like
asked
500
recently to
kids'
do
names
them,
in
and
it.
I mean, I'll do one at the end of because I've had clients where they want to add stuff and they're still on the clock. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
get a pen
It's a
and
bit annoying that
fucking
way.
draw 8, and there you go.
Trying to eat.
Oh, yeah. Or they want to do the, like, 8 names in the one infinity knot. And you're like, I don't know, dog.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make this the size of your back.
Exactly. Or like I want my kids' names, the birth flowers, infinity, feathers, birds, and it's
Yeah.
got to be this big.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't miss the fat of 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag
Yeah,
for
no.
sure.
And what do you do black and gray realism, as well as so do I.
Yeah.
And what are you sick of tattooing in black and gray realism that you could probably just forever?
I could go without doing more big cats, and I love cats.
I was just gonna
but
say,
they're
lions and
getting
tigers?
yeah, it's getting a little bit like
Lions
even
and
a
tigers and
I would
bears, oh
settle
my.
for like a leopard or something every now and then, or a lynx, like a different
A
that.
different
cat.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Something other than a lion or tiger.
yeah,
Yeah, the
Lions
lion
are
is
big.
overplayed.
Yeah.
Hate to say it. People like they transfer well. I get it. They
Yeah.
look good, but fuck.
Yeah.
But they look good on fucking everyone. So
Yeah.
it's kind of pointless at that point.
And it's to me, it's like way more interesting when I actually try to make some up for grabs. Sometimes now, I did a goat the other day, a fucking goat,
That's
like not
awesome.
just a
That
goat,
is
but there was a mountain goat climbing up a mountain, and it was very beautiful actually, like the whole perspective of it. But he wouldn't have got it if I didn't whip a fucking goat in there, and I was like, this looks kind of cool, doesn't it?
What
I
do
don't
you
know.
think?
Hey, nobody's got goats. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, fuck yes. But like doing something like that or having like a lynx, like you said, just like putting them in up for grabs so people realize, because if they don't see it for the most
That's
part,
true.
people,
Yeah, if they don't see it, they don't know they want it.
yeah, they see a fucking lion and they're like, sick. I don't know, a lot of badass cat or cougars, they kind of look like a lion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck a cougar. No offense, cougars. Unless it's the right type of cougar. Then never mind. Shout out Debbie. Chris doesn't even hear. Fucking the first couple episodes, I made a joke at Chris about how I was like, your mom was giving me eyes. Now we shout out Debbie, like her mom, every other time, and she's weird about it. Deb's like, not.
No.
She's like, don't do that.
I don't think I've ever met her mom.
I met her like
think.
once or twice.
I've known Kirsten for a little bit too, and I don't think I've ever met her mom. Maybe I've seen her in passing, but never like.
Did you ever get to work with Kirsten?
Yeah.
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 Back when.
Oh yeah, she was one of the people
I
who
was
made
one
her
of the
cry.
people who made her cry.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
don't
that
remember
lines up.
how, but I think it was just because I was mean.
Yeah, you're mean.
No,
you're
specific.
mean.
I don't think it was a specific thing.
No. You're a
Just
little mean.
because I was mean, it wasn't anything specific. I was just a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
She said
Sorry,
a
we
couple
get along
ti-
great now, so
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah,
that
that's
matters.
fair.
Yeah.
She said a couple times she was like crying, which is just old. This is very old school too, right? She was like crying and shit, having a meltdown, and then somebody was like, "Go, give me a food."
Yeah.
She's fucking crying.
Well, she's upset. Well, I'm hungry, so can you do me a favor and just go get me food? She wasn't even an ask. Like, okay, go, I'm hungry. Go get food.
Yeah, I don't think we ever requested it.
No, it was always a demand. Never,
Yeah.
never
All
asking.
right, time to go get food.
Right.
That's very old school too. I don't know if you could do that anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no,
You
you
probably
probably can't.
could, but then people would make a post about it or
Oh, my apprenticeship, I'd have to like go get lunch for like the owner's daughter and drop it off at her dance studio.
what
Yeah, I did everything, anything
for
they
your,
asked.
for your tattoo apprenticeship or
My
your piercing?
piercing apprenticeship.
That's
yeah.
well, how long ago was that? That was the
yeah,
borderline of it.
Yeah, like it was over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was like,
didn't have to
anything
do
they
any of
wanted me to
that.
do, I had to do it.
I didn't have a license, so I didn't have to do any of that shit.
No,
You're
you
gonna
didn't get
tell
any
me to
weird
go. We're in the south end of Oshawa. There's nothing there.
walk.
That's true. Yeah.
You didn't have like was your apprenticeship sketchy? Do you feel?
Yeah, but probably not for the reason you think. Like, I didn't have to do all that shit because I was usually like I had to tattoo the second I started my apprenticeship.
The day of kind of thing, that
Yeah.
week of? Yeah.
It was like
What do you mean?
I've set your machine up for you. do a tattoo. Like I had to do a
What
tattoo
is your
for the
tattoo?
second.
Like a person?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
no,
a
there was
random
no-
fucking person?
Like there was practice skins, but yeah, I pretty much had to tattoo immediately. I had to tattoo somebody just to get the job. I think that was part of the interview. I'm pretty sure I had to tattoo my friend's wrist.
All right, so,
I
you
did
want
a
to drop
word
your
on her wrist.
tattoo this person right now? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You stretched some stories. That one about the car?
Oh yeah, so there's one time was that when Motor City was at in Oshawa on 644 King Street, and right next to it's some like ghetto apartment. So we've had a few people come in that are kind of sketchy, but this one guy comes in, he's like, "Oh yeah, I think someone's stealing a car out there." I'm like, "How do you know someone's stealing a car?" I look out, this window's broken in the car. This guy's like fiddling around in the car, like the car steering column. I didn't recognize the car, so I go back there. I'm like, I asked the customers, like, does there a customer here who have like, I think it was a maroon Civic? And one of the artists is like, "Oh yeah, that's my parents' car." And I was like, "Oh, someone's stealing it right now." And they're like, "What?" Ran outside. I pick up the phone, call the cops. He tries to like get the person out of the car, and the guy ends up like peeling away
In the car.
in the car. Yeah,
Steals it.
Yeah, stole it right from our parking lot. And
You were there?
No,
I don't
not
think
yet.
so,
That was a
yeah.
couple years before I got there.
I called the cops and I was like, "Yeah, someone's stealing a car." They're like, "Oh, how do you know?" I'm like, "Cause I'm watching them do it." They're like, "Oh, what do they look like?" And like, so I give a description and everything like that. So later that day, a cop comes to do like a report and everything, and apparently the car was used in a robbery at a bank not far from the shop.
Huh.
Fuck, I didn't know that part of the story.
Yeah,
As if it
Yeah,
they're
they're
just
just-
fucking...
right. Yeah, there's a description of the car matched the car that was in a robbery.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. People are fucking bold.
Yeah, it was
Um,
funny. Another story too, actually, because we got a lot of like crazy weirdos coming in.
Yeah, Motor City. This is all Motor City?
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
was back in the day though, when I just started my piercing. I think I was now a piercer at the time because my piercing apprenticeship didn't last very long. This girl comes in, needs her Monroe changed, and she has like a bioplast piece in there right now. So if you don't know what bioplast, it's just plastic. It's like almost like a clear frosty plastic piece with like a little gem on it. I go to take it out. I take the bead out the front. I pull it out. It's brown.
What?
Yeah, it was brown. She looks me dead in the face. She's like, "Yeah, I suck a lot of dick." And I was like, okay. She's like, "Yeah, there's no easy way to say that." And I was like, apparently not.
I suck a lot of dick.
Yeah. Like one of the first things she
Get
says to
it,
me is,
honey.
I suck a lot of dick. And I was like, "Oh,
As you look
okay."
at the brown.
Yeah. Like I'm staring at this thing. I'm like, this is fucking gross. And then she proceeds to tell me she's an escort. You know, she works every night, and she does a lot of drugs. Yeah, I got a little
This is
lowdown
from
on it.
heroin and dick.
Right? Yeah.
Should probably put that on the care sheet.
However, though, she came in a lot.
should put that
Yeah,
in
the care sheet, yeah. Watch your dick sucking.
Yeah, don't dick suck.
No, yeah, and yeah. So she used to tip though really well. She's coming all the time, and I didn't.
She making that dick sucking money.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, tip me like at least $20 anytime I just change jewelry for her. So like, come in anytime
a
you want.
baller.
Yeah, but it was
Dick
gross.
sucking
yeah.
baller.
He's got that dick sucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. A lot of money.
And he changed professions then apparently.
Yeah, 100%. Suck that dick.
Get on it.
Okay, so would you rathers? You ready? Would you rather be an amazing tattooer but very poor, or be a horrible tattooer but very rich?
It's a good one. I don't know.
I'd rather be a good artist. I'd
Yeah, you
rather
know
be
what, I
pissed poor.
think-
Good
that-
for you. I'd rather be rich. No, just
Honestly, I think as much as I'd want to be rich, I'd rather be good at something.
but be not making any money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll just start sucking dick then at that point.
exactly.
That worked out so well. Okay, second one. Bumping it up a little bit. Tattoo the whites of your eyes or your entire face.
Entire face.
You don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
I hate anything in my eye area. Fuck that. No.
I think I do my eyes. But I think the thing with that is I know that that's dangerous. You could potentially go blind
If it wasn't
depending on
dangerous.
it. Then my eyes. Definitely my eyes.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Still my face. I don't give
Yeah.
a shit about my face. Yeah, definitely. I don't want somebody touching my eyes. I
Is
hate
it
it.
an injection?
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's injected into your eyes.
Not tattooed. I can.
No.
That's
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine what that'd be like.
no.
No, thank you.
Horrible,
Never
probably.
seen it.
That's
Although,
why you
but-
wouldn't do it. You got an eye
Never
thing.
seen it done. Yeah, I
Look
just have
up,
an eye thing. Like I don't want.
You look up anything like Little Swastika or the
What?
like that shop. That he's an old body
definitely.
modification artist from like the early 2000s, and he was like, well, him and this other guy Luna Cobra were like the ones to kind of like bring it to the forefront and did it to a point where it was done correctly and
Yeah.
people weren't going blind. But then a lot of people followed suit and they did go blind.
Oh my god.
Didn't there like not much feeling in your like actual?
No,
eye?
apparently you
Yeah,
don't feel it at
that's
all.
what- yeah.
Apparently it just goes in and it's just super uncomfortable, but it goes underneath what's called the sclera. Sclera, I think that's the right term.
God.
Yeah, right underneath.
Yeah. I would
They-
also choose, I think, doing my whites of my eyes if it wasn't going to get fucked up.
Yeah, if it was safe, definitely do the whites of my ass rather than tattoo my entire face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Most
the money
tattooers
maker.
have their whole face tattooed
That's true.
anyway, so
Although-
it doesn't
That's
matter.
fair.
I did
But they
say
also
originally
have their eyes done too. So.
I wasn't gonna tattoo my face ever, and then I did.
Where?
It's white ink though, so
Oh,
it's
it's
not as
outside.
Yeah, that's
noticeable.
cheating.
Yeah,
that's
kind of
definitely
cheated.
cheating.
What is it?
It's an L for my
For
dog.
yeah, lavender, right? Coolest name ever. Okay. Would you rather you've done piercings, you know the piercing world. People space their piercings. Would you rather space your dick or space your nostrils, both sides of your nostrils? So your face, your dick has to get spaced.
Probably my dick.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Didn't you say weird shit happens when you
Yeah, you'd
space
have to
your-
sit down when you pee constantly. But you know, I'd rather that than like huge nostrils.
I'd
least
probably
that way it can be
choose the
hidden.
same just
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah, you can hide
I don't
that
even
better.
have any piercings, so I wouldn't.
None?
No, none.
You have had piercings.
I have.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Ears?
that.
I think I had my ears done once. I'm trying to think. Maybe I did. I had my nose done, my tongue done. That was it.
Oh, your tongue.
Yeah.
That's a heavy duty one. That's not a piercing.
Well, it wasn't. It was only in like months. Not even that.
Have you heard of this? You know you can split your tongue?
Yeah,
You can split your dick.
Yeah, dick splitting's
Yeah.
a thing.
that's been a thing
weird.
for a while.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I would do that for sure.
Sub incisions.
Yeah.
What?
Sub incisions.
So what
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of fucking time on bmesign.com and like growing up in the like early 2000s. So yeah, I've
you know about this life?
fucking blown
looks
up
so
hot dogs.
They look like little hot dogs. They're cooked hot dogs.
Yeah,
Curling out.
yeah,
She's like, oh no, why?
yeah, never.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah,
Apparently,
no.
you're supposed to make it like it opens up the urethra, so it's supposed to be like
More
one
sensitive?
giant clitoris, like all the way up and down, because it's all nerve ending,
Yeah.
right? So
That would
like you
make
split it
sense, yeah,
open,
yeah.
and then it heals, but all the nerve endings
Yeah.
are still there. So yeah, apparently it just like intensifies
No,
everything. to
thank
a
you.
I still don't think that's worth it.
Fuck
now.
no, absolutely not.
Slightest.
I wonder
No.
if you could split a bean.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You think you
Yeah, this
could?
one I've never
sure
heard
you
For
of.
could.
what? You know what I mean? For what? What if you ruin it? We want to wreck the
Well,
bean.
same exact thing. That's like the center point of all your nerve endings. So you split it apart, and then everything's opened up.
Oh God.
I'm very
We're
curious.
like moving really far away from tattooing.
Right, yeah.
No, it's it was either
Although-
space your dick or space your nostrils.
That's true. Yeah. Did you ever see Paulie Unstoppable back in the day? He was a
don't
guy
think
out
so.
of the States, I think like Pittsburgh, something like that. He had 1.5 inch nostrils on either side.
That'd be weird, like blowing
Yeah,
your
see,
nose.
That's why I know I would take that off.
You could see like all the way
You
up his
wouldn't have to.
nasal
That's
cavity
true.
and everything.
Fall
Yeah.
down.
He's all drippy and
Yeah,
slimy
oh, yeah,
all
you-
the time. Fuck.
Like yeah, the upkeep that you would
That
need
is
to
how it
have
is?
for that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I stretched my septum and that was enough. I was done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to have it closed. I don't wear jewelry in it all the time, and I just didn't want it to ever go away. So I like went up to 8, and
Oh, yeah, no, thank you. That
That's
suck.
pretty big.
big enough for septum.
Yeah, for a
Stretching
septum, yeah.
cartilage. Ugh.
Yeah, I stretched my conch once. That sucked. I didn't enjoy that. I don't think I'm gonna ever
What's
do that again.
The conch is the little.
This guy right here. This one.
Oh, okay.
Little scoop.
Yeah, this guy
On
right
the
here.
inside there.
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be shitty to pierce and space.
Yeah, we pierced it at a 10, and I stretched it to an
Whoa.
8. And then like
Hefty.
piercing it wasn't like that bad. Stretching it I found hurt more because I found it was more like throbbing and sore for longer.
Jesus. Piercings suck. Well, on that note, you can't see me, but still black.
Oh yeah.
Tits. Thank you for coming out. I know you're not far.
Thanks
or
for
anything,
inviting
but
me.
Yeah, of course. I hope you have me on again. You better fucking remember some of the, I know you're jacked
know,
up, full
I'm-
of fucked up stories.
I'll find them.
A couple really,
I'll
really
find
wild
them.
ones just fell out.
Some
And you're just so
meditating.
calm
Yeah.
about it.
Usually when I leave, like the last time I left, I was like, fuck, I know I should have said this, I should have
Yep.
said that.
That'll happen.
Well, I'm always that calm about shit.
And I
Too.
start writing
like,
stuff down.
Even when you're
like
getting
even when I
pooped on?
got thrown into tattooing, like the first tattoo, I was just like, okay, you
This is
set
what
this
it
up.
is.
I assume you set it up right. Cool, and go.
How'd
was
that
it.
feel?
Fine. It's like drawing on
fuck?
skin.
Yeah, it was super
Yeah,
easy.
it's fine. I
No
hated
pressure.
the heat of it. I've heard you talk about it a few times, like burning your hand. I've definitely got a scar going through that one because of melting skin, basically.
Do you think like better machines didn't do that? Because I had just like a handmade one or old coils.
I had an old coil machine, but I also ran it at like fucking 12 all the time. So it didn't last very long.
But you got burnt.
Yeah.
I know a few artists back in the day used to burn themselves all the time because their coils got hot.
You never
hear,
know.
like,
I'm not
the
loyal to the coil.
Old school tattoo artists talk about it. They'll say like half the time the machines were like shocking them and shit
Yeah.
every time
Yeah.
they
Yep.
were set
I've-
up.
I
I've
used
been
to get
shocked.
shocked all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially if you had to change out a part on it.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
50-50 whether you put the connections back the way you took them off. So fuck
I
it.
never really fucked with changing the parts on my machine. Not too much. No, except yeah, you would have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, we had to. We had like, he had like a fishing container, like a tackle box thing full of like coils, frames, all the little bits that go into it, all the little washers.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'd love to
That
learn
is-
how
Capacitors
to
and
build a
all that.
machine.
Yeah.
I've asked 2 separate artists to help me build a machine that I had in parts, and they take it and they build it themselves and like, oh, here, this is how you do it. Well, I'm like, well, I
No.
didn't do it. You
should
did
have
it.
build a tattoo machine on with a couple of old school tattoo artists and have a little build a machine day.
Well, they were like, I think it's like Tattoo Land or something like that, like the documentary back in the day. And I think they were talking to Jack Rudy, and that's what he was saying. Like, anytime that you had machines that you needed to get like tuned or tweaked or whatever, and like you were going to the person who was like apprenticing you, they would just turn their backs, do all the fucking
Yeah.
adjustments, and then like hand you the machine back. And you're like, well, what'd you do? No, don't worry about it. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want it to leave, right?
Yeah, that's why I can't explain it quite. Like I'd explain it to him, but I can't because it was the same thing. It was literally just figure it out. So I don't know. I don't know the exact order of everything. I just did the shit, and
Tighten
if I got
things, loosen
shocked, I got
things so it
shocked.
works
I'd
properly.
change
You
it.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
fuck
got
it.
shocked, you changed it until you didn't. That was fucking
I hear test this one. No, still getting shocked. Try again.
Fuck it up till you figure it out.
This is not going to be a very comfortable tattoo to do. Fuck. Old school.
Lines are all janky because you get shocked to the fucking thing.
Yeah, probably.
Fuck yeah.
I wouldn't know. I didn't spend that much time with the coil.
Yeah,
A couple years and I gave up
I
on it.
did quite a while. I actually just gave them up a few years ago. It was like my last 2 years. The last time at Motor City was when I switched to rotary.
Oh,
I used
yeah?
a coil twice for tattooing, and that's it.
Then you're like, ew.
Actually, I wouldn't mind. I'd never got taught, so I just.
Yeah. You do have
Now
to
they've
learn
got all
about it.
the like the wireless coils now
Exactly,
too.
yeah,
There's all the
yeah.
battery pack
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yep.
Next time you're on, we should try to dissect a machine.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Well,
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Have,
there we
yeah,
go.
have, and then have you guys on again, and I'll have me.
Put a
and-
machine together blindfolded. See if you can do that. Just lay
That'd
all
be
the parts
insane.
out on the table. If you're able to just
I bet
I
Not a
I
whole
don't want to
machine.
say I bet I
Yeah.
could, but I am pretty sure I could.
We should try that, or even if I take just like 6 of the parts off.
yeah, oh
And
yeah,
I spread it out
Yeah.
within a reasonable, like on this table or something. I would love to see that. That'd be insane.
that'd be cool.
Crazy.
See how bad it shocks when it's back together.
It'll probably be a
And then
while.
when you're done, you got to tattoo yourself.
Yes.
We should try that. We'll book it then.
Done.
Do something fun like that. I don't have any coils to fuck with.
I got a
do,
bunch.
gave
lots,
mine
I have a
yeah.
bunch.
Okay,
Sweet.
perfect.
Done.
We'll let them. Yeah, maybe we use one of your own. That way you can know kind of what it feels like blind. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anne Frank.
Cool.
Oh no, not Anne Frank.
we'll try. Challenge accepted.
Right, exactly.
Next time, and trying to remember some of those fucked up stories. I know you're riddled full of them.
Yeah, I'll find them. Like I said, I'll
find 'em.
Do
In
something.
my
yeah.
catalog of my brain.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it again.